One thing I always remember about my mum is when I was growing up is that she was always so worried about everything. Like when me and my brother used to go to the park and play football or just go out and do anything, she always used to want to know when we were coming back, what we were doing, when is it going to end, how long is it going to be, constantly about everything. Like we used to play games on the PlayStation. She used to always want to know like what we're playing, what we're doing in the room, what we're just up to constantly. And at the time, I thought it was just, your mum kind of being a bit, just mum, it's okay, how you grow up thinking like that. But when I got older, I did realize it was something else. It was actually mummy's anxiety. If you're anything like me, you might realize that the anxiety your mother had as a child can be genuinely so destructive in your life if you don't know exactly what it is or how to overcome it. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what the effects of your mother's anxiety can be on you and how I personally overcame it. So, the effect that your mother's anxiety can have is that you start to see everything as danger. When you used to go out with your brother or your friend or like your cousin or something to the park, to like a little party, just a little gathering with other people and stuff like that, and it will get to like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and your mom will be calling you constantly, asking where you are, when you're gonna come back, how long is it gonna take to do this, to do that, for this to happen, everything like that. You start to see things that are essentially just normal things like playing out with your friends, going to play football with your brother, going to the park and spending an extra 30 minutes there. You start to see almost everything as a danger. This can be so negative towards you because when you become older, you start to see everything as a danger, opportunities, friendships, relationships, business, networking, even just that one girl that you want to talk to, that you're so scared to talk to her. Why? Part of the reason is because your mother's anxiety. No, we can't do that. Everything that you wanted to do seems like a threat. Just playing out. When you're younger, you used to always be so confused. You think it's just I'm just playing with my friends, and it should basically force you to come home on that phone. Now that you're older, almost all the things you wanted to do, you're procrastinating them. You're scared. You're not sure. You're uncertain about them. Why? Your mother's anxiety is a likely reason for that. The next reason is that you start scanning for danger, just like your mother did. With that bit of money that you wanted to use to invest into something, to develop your skills, to even go on a holiday, enjoy yourself, to just treat yourself nicely once in a while, everything becomes dangerous. It always becomes something that you shouldn't do, or what if this happens, or how am I going to make this money back? How am I going to do this and that? And obviously, yeah, I'm not saying just go and spend your money, but this type of stuff is what turns a lot of people frugal, where they'll have money to do something and just not do it because they don't want to, and there's no valid reason, if that makes sense. So, how I've personally seen this show up in myself, and maybe some of us can relate to this, is not wanting to spend money on improving things. So, this is an example for me. Not that long ago, I had a pair of shoes that were completely destroyed to the point where I tried to get them repaired by like a guy who does shoe repairs, and he told me that he couldn't do it. He told me, I think he said that he's not a magician or something like that. I could have just bought new pairs of shoes. Obviously, I ended up doing it eventually, but I delayed buying new pairs of shoes because I kind of thought, oh, but the hundred and something pound for the shoes is going to be like expensive and stuff. Why did I think that? Why did I need to think that? Shoes are an essential. I need shoes. There's not really a negotiation there. But I still was overthinking such such a basically no-brainer decision. This is what your mother's anxiety can do to you if you don't end up, specifically acknowledging it and healing from it. When your mom was always anxious and stuck, confused, safety for being stuck, you're scared to change, scared to take risks. That one football club that you wanted to go to, you don't want to go to anymore because your mom doesn't know where it is and she's going to get upset. That school trip that you wanted to do that's going to be far, you're even scared to tell your mom about it because you know how she's going to react. That one crush you had that you wanted to speak to, now you don't want to speak to her because what if your mom finds out? Obviously you're not sat there consciously thinking, oh, mommy, no, but your behaviors do end up reflecting fears that aren't even yours. That's the thing. These fears aren't yours because you want to go on that trip. You want to speak to that girl. You want to go to that event or football game or whatever it is. But you are thinking about your mother's reaction. So it's not even your fear that's the issue. It's her fear of essentially nothing. Look, obviously your mum wants the best for you. She wants you to be safe. That's normal. I don't have to say that, but this fear can really, really just mess up your perception of life, your perception of safety, your perception of going and just having friends. Just enjoying your life feels like almost a danger because of your mum's anxious thoughts. That voice that she always had becomes your inner critic, where you start to question all your decisions. You forget to trust your instincts, or you stop trusting your instincts. You stop trusting the things that you know you are capable of, the things you should be doing, the, the plans you've got. You start to essentially stop trusting it. You start to wait for permission to live life, thinking you need an authority figure to tell you, oh, it's okay to stay out that long. Okay, you can come back at this time. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Because you're constantly being hammered by your parents. And a lot of us don't realize that your childhood essentially shapes your life directly, like almost exclusively. The reason you are how you are today is because of your childhood. If you was taken and put into another household with different people, with different like ways of living and thinking and stuff, you would be basically a different person. So now it's time to tell you exactly how you can flip this and essentially heal from your mother's anxiety. So what can you do about it? Now, you can't obviously change how your mother felt, but you can change how you react to it. So the first step is awareness. Noticing that thought in your head that asks if you're sure about every decision you make, what to eat, what to wear today, when to go out, what time to come back. That thought in your head about every little decision that you would have normally just made without it. Notice that it's not your voice, it's your mother's voice. It's the anxiety that she had as a child when bringing you up that's in your voice. So the awareness of noticing it and realizing, no, this isn't my fear. I'm not scared to wear a new shirt today of someone might judge me. I'm not scared to try the new meal plan that I wanted to try. I'm not scared to go to that place that I've always wanted to go to. Awareness is the first step, essentially just noticing the pattern. The next thing you can do is exposure. Your mum taught you to be scared, to be risk adverse, to be like a risk analyst. What you can do now, especially as you get older, is essentially just flip it. Do the things that you wanted to do. Take small risks. Post a video. Talk to that girl even if you get rejected. Apply for that job even if they don't get back to you. It's not about the result of getting whatever you're doing. So like posting a video, getting like 1 million views. That's not what we're aiming for. Obviously, it would be nice, but we're aiming for the exposure to essentially doing what we wanted to do, talking to the girl we wanted to talk to, going out when we wanted to go out, coming back when we wanted to come back. Obviously, I'm not saying go outside and put your life in danger, that's not what I'm saying. But start taking small risks that you wouldn't usually have taken, if that makes sense. Start, exposing yourself to the danger as your mother thought it was. Number 3 is compassion. Don't resent your mother for this. It's not actually your fault your mum has anxiety, because she probably went through something that made her this way. And it could be something that you might never find out about, even after the day she, we're all not looking forward to. So don't resent your mother for this. This isn't a video to bash your mum and, make her feel a type of way. This is just the awareness to have of the effects mummy's anxiety may have had on you. So yeah, show compassion to your mum. Give her a hug when you see her. This video is in no way to disrespect your mum in any way. It's just to make sure that we can keep moving forward with our lives. See it as a chance to heal from something that your mother never got the chance to. What you can do now is you can notice, move, and forgive. Healing isn't about hating where you came from. It's about not letting it determine where you're going to go.